What's up guys, I'm back at it again with another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the first ever iPad Air. Now this device has been out for 8 years. So today I'm going to talk about a few different things, such as the battery life, the camera, the performance, and how it held up after all these years. Let's jump right into it. So after 8 years, how is the battery holding up? Disclaimer, this battery has never been replaced. It's the original battery, and even after all these years, after testing it, if you use it continuously, I mean continuously watching movies back to back to back, you can drain it out in 4.5 hours. But if you use it as regular usage, watching a couple movies, surfing the web, answering a couple of emails here and there, you'll get maybe 6 to 7 hours, just depending on what you do. So this is what the front-facing camera looks like. It's a 1.2 megapixel camera and it's able to record at 720p, 30 frames per second, and does not look bad at all. This is the back camera. It's a 5 megapixel camera and it's able to shoot at 1080p, 30 frames per second. So 8-year device and it's still recording at 1080p. It looks decent enough to get you through 2021. Now, when it comes to performance, it's kind of surprising how well it's still holding up. It's Apple's custom A7 chip, and it has only 1 gig of RAM. I mean, even with 1 gig of RAM, 8 years later, you could still surf the web, watch YouTube videos, light gaming. That's kind of surprising to me. I mean, I'm gonna give you some examples and show you what kind of games you could play on this, but it's just shocking. 8 years later, and it's still doing this good.
Okay, so we tried to play Temple Run 2, and to start it up, it took 45 seconds just for the app to open up. But once we got it open, it runs smoothly. Besides a couple drop frames, the game is 100% playable and it works smoothly. Then we started to play Subway Surfer. This game took about 33 seconds to start up, but besides maybe 1 or 2 drop frames, it perfectly runs well and there's no problem with the game. Moving on to Angry Birds, this game took about 55 seconds to load up, but there wasn't any issues with the game. It ran smoothly and it's playable and it's perfect for this device. Finally, I attempted playing PUBG, which I was extremely shocked by. It took 2 minutes and 17 seconds to start up, but after it loaded up, the game worked perfectly fine. There was no drop frame, even though the settings were on the lowest settings, but it ran smoothly, which I was shocked by and did not expect at all.
So you may be wondering, after almost 8 years, how is the device holding up? Well, one word, amazing. It's surprising, but not at all, because I put it in a case for 8 years. There is a little color change on the back because that's where the case was covering all this time. Besides that, the build quality of this device is amazing. There's no scratches on it. All the buttons still work. The home button's working perfectly. The speakers are working perfectly. There's no dents. There's no scratch. So it looks amazing. And what can you say? Apple does make amazing hardware overall. So thumbs up on the wear and tear. So do I recommend this 8-year-old device? No. And yes. No for any adults, but yes if you're trying to get your first device for your child. This is the perfect device because you can watch videos on it. That's pretty much all they're gonna do. Some light gaming. If you're getting them their first tablet, this is an amazing one to get. Not that expensive. You can find it on Amazon for 170 bucks. Another reason is, which is the most important I believe, is that it will teach your kid patience. Kids these days don't have patience. They're so used to having everything at their fingertips. But with this, as you can see, it takes a long time for games to load up, anything on the internet to load up, so it'll teach them patience. It's a great starter iPad for any kid. Well guys, that was a review. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to do the usual. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I'll definitely see you next week. Peace.